So two founders pitch the same investor. They've got same market, similar products, similar traction. One is going to get a term sheet and the other gets a we'll keep an eye on things and probably gets ghosted. I've watched this play out across hundreds of founders, and it's not always the metrics that decided. It's not the perfect pitch deck. By the time an investor is choosing between two founders in a similar space, the numbers are not enough to be able to be the deciding factor. So here's what actually separates them. The first thing investors read is grit, not the founders saying they're going to work the hardest. It's kind of the evidence of it. When a founder can sit across from an investor and say, we've had 3 months of zero growth, we almost shut down, but here's what we did to pivot and where we're going. That is more compelling than a clean, perfect upward chart in the story of everything is going great. The perfectness tells the investor that the founder is probably lying and they're not being truthful about what actually happens, because investors know things aren't all perfect. I worked with a founder who had been at it for almost 2 years without a single check closed. She was close to walking away more than once from the business. And when she finally got in front of that right investor, we pivoted the story to stop hiding the lack of growth. She didn't hide it. She told it directly. She put it up front and then shared what the real vision was. And the investor told her that her ability to stay clear-headed through all of that and be transparent with them was the biggest deciding factor in them ultimately writing a check. And this isn't an anomaly. The second thing investors have told me directly is that when they are deciding between two comparable founders, if one is a former competitive athlete from college and beyond, that founder has a structural advantage, not because of the athletic credentials, but because the athletic background has a proxy for things the investor can't always verify other ways. That kind of founder usually knows how to take coaching. They know how to lose and come back. They've been in high stake situations where the performance is measured publicly, and they've trained under pressure instead of avoiding it. That person typically understands what it takes to sacrifice. Investors are going to be betting on someone to execute through adversity for like 5 to 7 years. A track record of doing that in a different area is not irrelevant. It's a big signal to investors. If it's part of your story, it should belong in it. Don't hide it. Don't leave it out. It's not supposed to go on slide 11. Work with it up front. And I worked with a founder who hid the fact that he played competitive sports in college. He got a scholarship and he didn't think it mattered. But at his level, he's in the top 0.0002% of people who will ever accomplish that in their lifetime. So we decided to use it and put it in front of investors to get them excited about what this founder was capable of. And from 6 months of trying to raise, we closed in less than 2. And the thing is transparency. The founders who try to hide what an investor sees are going to lose to the founders who show everything and explain it. Investors see hundreds of decks. They know when a number and positioning is totally BS. When they sense that trust is actually going to go away and it does not come back or even get you a next meeting. Transparency equals trust. So trying to hide a lack of growth or sales or a pivot isn't going to get you to that next stage. Now, the fourth thing is team and advisory credibility. When two founders are neck and neck on a lot of the things, the investor is actually going to look who's around them, from advisors to mentors, any key stakeholders, who's already bet on this team, who have they convinced to come along for the ride. When in that industry, there's going to be others to kind of vouch for you and add their name to it and add their time. This is when the investor is going to get excited because they're not an operator themselves. It's not just like for the coaching, it's for the credibility that's going to come along with it. Because a founder cannot be all knowing. The founders who I work with who have a great advisory board or mentors, those are the ones who investors get more excited to back because they know the founders don't have all the answers. Across the $95+ million my clients have raised in grants and venture capital, the founders who have closed faster are not always the ones with the strongest metrics and the best business. They were the ones investors trusted to execute through uncertainty, show up when things get difficult, and be transparent about their weaknesses. So if you're in a raise right now and you're going up against a top competitor in the space, the question to ask yourself is not how much of your traction is going to compare. It's whether that investor can trust that you're going to do the most right by the money at the end of the day.